This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss, Paulie Howard with you live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino, loaded to the gills over the next 3 hours today, including Matt Vasgersian, MLB Network, 30 minutes. His look at Game 3 ALCS tonight and Game 3 NLCS tomorrow as well. Sal Palantonio, Wednesdays with Vito Sun in an hour. Mike Pullman studio. You cannot be serious. And Matt Euman's best bets in college football and the National Football League. Paulie, we talked about this yesterday on the program. We were running down teams, ATS in the National Football League and how jumbled up they appeared to be. And when you just look at the numbers overall against the spread, again, only one team at this point is 1-5. Nobody's 0-6 ATS. That 1-5 team is Baltimore. 5 teams are 2-4. 8 teams are 4-2. Every other team 3-2, 3-3, 2-3, or 2-3-1. Others are talking about this as well. Parity. You look at this. No team has shorter odds than plus 650 to win the Super Bowl. Covers tweeted this out earlier today. Entering Week 7, it's the longest price of a favorite since 2010, back when the Jets were the short shot to win the Super Bowl. This is
I can't believe that.
This is like a dream come true for people who don't want dominance.
I don't think this is good for the league. You're right. This is what Rozelle wanted. Tagliabue wanted it as well. I would like to see, not that, remember, we had that stretch where it was San Francisco and Dallas and everyone else.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the gap was ridiculous. But this, as of right now, I don't know. Detroit just got beat, but Detroit played 3 games that were awesome, perfect. But if Philadelphia can't get their act together, and hopefully things change by the next month or so, but it's wide open. You're right. Like you said yesterday, not that many teams are good, and I don't think this is a good thing for the league and a good thing for fans either. Might be good for your future bets, but this is some of this is like, come on, all these teams are average. Someone get hot here. Someone going to win 13 games? And the injuries have a lot to do with it too, but we can't say that this team fully healthy, this team fully healthy. As of right now, I don't like this parity, and no one is above average right now.
You know, I think a couple of things you said there really stand out to me. One of which is something, again, that we have discussed, and it's, you know, now after 6 weeks are in the can here in the NFL, like a team like Seattle, intriguing to win the NFC. A team like Atlanta, if you're buying in, like as high as 22-1, maybe a little bit higher than that actually, to win the NFC. Because if it is going to be wide open, then why can a long shot not make it? It's like college football, right? 12 teams now make the playoffs. Look at what happened last year. Some crazy scenarios happened. Indiana was 100-1 to make the playoff. They did. This year, are you going to be stunned if a long shot like Texas Tech or that same Indiana team, if they were to make the title game and give like Ohio State a run for their money?
Yes.
And these big tickets are going to cash that.
Yeah. Parity in college football, I'm all about, because we had that run where it was the same teams every year.
True.
It was the same thing with the NBA. When that 1 year when the season started, opening night, and Barkley's like, well, I can tell you, there's only 3 teams that can win the title. This isn't good for the league. And then we had that run in college football where it was Ohio State, Clemson, Georgia, Bama, and those were the only teams making the playoff. This would be great for college football at Texas Tech and Indiana, someone like that. And even with the new format in Arizona State last year, and Boise gets in there.
Yeah,
but with the NFL, I'm waiting for someone to take off here and someone to dominate, and so hopefully someone can get to 14, 13 wins.
I'm also looking at the one-score games, how many we've had so far through 6 weeks, because Sal Pal, when he comes on every Wednesday, he brings that up. We have had 93 games played so far in the NFL. 53 of them have been a one-score game. That is 57%. It's actually been, well, last week, week 6, we had 7 out of 15. That was it. So that's a little bit more than normal, where it's not going to be a one-score game. And it's come back to the pack a little bit from week 1. Remember, that's when we didn't have a lot of chaos overall in terms of upsets outright, but 12 out of the 16 were one-score games. And I he preaches it again every single week with us. Guys, I love coming on the show. What have I been telling you? One-score games is what this league is all about. And I think with all that parity involved, I mean, I know the favorites crush it until Monday night. But, man, maybe there's an angle here where you're going to want to be on dogs like a lot here coming up. Just with the spread is what I'm talking about now. I tend to look that way anyway, in the NFL, and I bet on a lot of bad teams.
Maybe, but you're right. There's some trash at the bottom. Perfect example, Sunday. I mean, Yuma's going to try to make the case for the Raiders coming up. He can be my guest. I think they're that bad, and it's also tied into Geno Smith and the Bowers injury. But that's Kansas City's getting Rice back. They're looking good at the right time now with this offense humming and getting everyone on the field. That's absolute trash what the Raiders look like in some of these. Like another perfect example is Tennessee. If you think you're going to get the coaching bump, and they're a 7-point dog against Vrabel.
Right. I would say this about the Raiders again. They have given the Chiefs a couple of really good games. In fact, that one spot, wasn't it on Christmas a couple of years ago, where O'Connell did not complete a pass after the first quarter?
Yes.
And they won the game as huge dogs there?
Yes.
So I don't know what it is. Something in the water here where the Raiders, it's a rivalry game, obviously, but where they can play, and the Chiefs have all, been good now for, my God, countless years straight with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. But also, and I know it was Tennessee last week, but the Raiders defense actually jumped off the screen like they were awesome.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to overreact to one game. And again,
I'll give you the Colts game, 40-6.
All you have to do is go back 2 weeks ago.
I'll throw that at you.
Right. So clearly the Chiefs are a closer team to the Colts than any of, the other garbage that they played so far this year.
Yep.
But having said that, in pocket today, I am going to have a bet on one of the worst teams in the league because of the competition this week. And I think there's an angle here where they blow their doors off, and I want to lay alts in this game as well. And I'm talking about betting on one of the worst teams because you get some stink bomb matchups overall. Mm-hmm. But I'm very high on a bad team this week. We'll see how it goes on Sunday.
There's two bad teams tonight. This is going to be put to the test about how much you love football. College football, you got this 49 days in a row of college football. You got 1-5 UTEP against 0-6 Sam Houston.
Well, that's going to be pretty much unwatchable because they're so bad. When you look at the advanced numbers, think about this. UTEP on offense is 124th in EPA per play.
Yeah.
Well, that's per play margin, actually. Sam Houston is 135th. There's one team in college football worse at that level, and it's Charlotte. UTEP has been picked off 12 times this year, and they have a -7 turnover margin. Sam Houston is 130th out of 136 teams in yards per play on offense and 128th yards per play on defense. I mean, PU.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nasty one.
That's Longo. Came from, fired as OC of Wisconsin, calling the shots.
Yeah?
What happened to this guy? I know. This one you would think under based on the stats and how bad they are offensively with this one. But boy, they brought the trash out this week. Yes, there's games on, but between yesterday and today, you aren't getting good matchups. And Conference USA, I don't know. You would think Jacksonville State is the third choice to win it right now. How about that last night? Western Kentucky from 7 up to 10. Mitch, hard to cover 10 when you score 6.
Oh, yeah. Blown out the entire game.
Right, but Jacksonville State made the quarterback change. And this kid looked pretty good last week. It's 3-2 against 3-3. And what a big boost here, their first year of D1 that Delaware's on ESPN tonight.
I would say.
Yeah.
So the quarterback they turned it over to last week, his name is Caden Creel. 13 of 17 in the air, 129 yards, 0 sacks taken. Did have a bad turnover in that game, but he did have 24 carries for 132 yards on the ground. That was after he spelled the starting quarterback the week before, and he ran for 161 on the ground against Southern Miss. Delaware overall is 61st in yards per play. Jacksonville State 64th. Not a big difference there. But I'm on the dog here. I bet Jacksonville State +3. They are averaging 5.72 yards per carry. That is 13th best in the country, and they're also 3rd overall in rushing yards per game. And when you become a VSiN Pro subscriber, you can read all about Steve McKinnon's numbers that he has every single week. He's dynamite. And he will get messy and dig around with some of these dirty games that we have, and this is one of them. His number one underpriced dog of the week, according to his power ratings, is Jacksonville State. So they're catching 3. His projections have them winning by 3. I took the hook. I took the 3, and I also sprinkled a little bit on +130 money line here on Jack State at home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I haven't seen either of these teams play. I don't know much about them.
How are they the third choice to win the conference? I couldn't believe that today after the Western Kentucky loss, too. I mean, they were good last year. Rich Rod did a hell of a job.
Sure he did.
And I think the quarterback change is going to be a boost for him as well.
Yeah, and I'll give you this as well. Under the total, VSiN.com with these numbers. In Conference USA, games that are expected to be tight matchups, when the number is right where it is in this game, 53-30-1 under since 2015. That matches up with both these games tonight. I guess the under in the UTEP game would scare me a little bit because of how many interceptions that they've thrown so far this year. Again, -7 turnover differential, and they've been picked off 12 times. My God, we're halfway through the season.
Yeah. I know some ugly numbers here. There's some bad numbers with this. Friday's awesome. Friday's schedule's great. But still, it's nice to have 49 straight days of football, but this is, these are some tough games.
Where do you think the ratings are coming from tonight on these two games?
One more time?
Where do you think the ratings are coming?
Oh, God, I don't.
The TV ratings. It's from people who are going to be betting on the games.
Yeah. I don't even think family and friends are watching UTEP in San Luis.
Well, they have plans.
I think it's like, I'll put on Netflix. I got something else to watch.
Yeah.
I'll watch Task on HBO, catch up. Everyone talking about that.
Ooh, what is that?
Oh, you haven't, Ruffalo's in it.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
The guy who plays Ben from Ozark is on it.
Oh, yeah,
He's one of the lead characters.
Yeah.
Not bad. They pose as they're garbage guys, but then they scan out and so they scout the drug houses and go in and rob them.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
It's interesting.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Did I get you?
You did. I'm hooked.
Every best bet, every host, every guest, the DraftKings and Circa betting splits, the AA-powered prop tools and matchup analysis. VSiN Pro gives you everything you need to win across every sport. The NBA betting guides out. Season starts Tuesday. Join in. $9.99. Save 50% with an annual plan. VSiN.com/subscribe. Get in now.
We will get into the Major League Baseball playoffs coming up next. You will not believe how bad it was for the Brewers after hitting a leadoff home run last night. I'll give you the gory details next here on VSiN.
If you're serious about football betting, VSiN's got your weekend game plan. Fridays at 7 p.m., it's the Circa Friday Football Invitational. Saturday morning, VSiN's college football tailgate show at 9 a.m., breaking down matchups, props, and big-time bets. Later that night, join the football contest show as the sharpest betting minds give you their picks for Sunday's game. And Sunday at 9 a.m., lock in with Mitch and Paulie on VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show. Your final stop before kickoff. Check out the full lineup at VSiN.com and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
So, Paulie, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah, came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole nine, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
Dave Ross here from VSiN by the Books. Join me and Jensen Lewis tomorrow as we recap Game 3 of the ALCS and preview both championship series games as well. And, of course, Thursday night football between the Steelers and the Bengals. Going to get his best bets from Greg Peterson. And, of course, going to be joined by the maestro himself, Mike Palm, for Palm's Pressing 3. That's VSiN by the Books, Thursday, 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Thanks for checking in today, watching on YouTube TV, listening on SiriusXM channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, or any of our awesome affiliates across the country. So, Paulie, this is what happened to the Brewers last night after Jackson Chirio's leadoff home run. Can't believe it. They never reached second base again. That's how inept the offense was last night, and in totality now sums up their 2 games against the Dodgers in this series.
Yep, what a performance from these two. And first time since 1970, the NL and ALCS of road teams up 2-0. Tough. And they're just, again, Ohtani's 3 for 29 his last 7 games. He's not hitting.
No.
Pa has finally came through, but you see how they're scuffling offensively, but it doesn't matter because the starting pitching's been so good. And first complete game since 2017. Oh,
in the playoffs at all.
Yeah.
But this is what it tells me, right? So what does that really mean? Only the second time, including 1970, where both road teams now are up 2-0. Kind of tells you that home field doesn't mean much.
Right.
All you have to do tonight, if you're Toronto, is have Shane Bieber. This might be easier said than done, but give you 6 strong, limit the Mariners to like 1 or 2 runs, and get a couple off Kirby, and you win this game, you cut it at 2-1, and you're alive again.
That's it. Got to get something out of Bieber to start. I know you were under 500 on the road in the regular season, and these guys were so good at home, but maybe they're too jacked up and too amped up tonight. And your season's on the line. Maybe the bats finally come through. I like Kirby on regular rest. I think both pitchers can go over their K-prop. The question is, can Bieber hold them in check, though? The way Seattle's hitting the ball. Like they had a couple bad performances there against Detroit. But now what they did in the first couple games, can you hold them down and keep them in check? I don't know if he's going to be able to do that, although his numbers are good career against Seattle.
Yeah, overall, 116 at-bats against the current roster here for the Mariners. A 38% K rate. That's super high. And I'm looking right now at VSiN.com. The K-prop projections, courtesy of our buddies over at Ballpark, pal. They project Shane Bieber for 5.82 Ks in this game. So not only do they like him over 4.5, they like him over 5.5 at that plus money. They think that's a good value based on their numbers. And they also have, and I bet Kirby tonight based on this. And I know that it's tough to strike out the Blue Jays. They're dynamite at limiting Ks, especially when they're at home. But now tonight in Seattle, George Kirby's K numbers at VSiN.com, they're projecting 5.76. So when I was looking around today, I found 4.5. One of the sharpest offshore books in the world had minus 137. I found minus 114, thought it was worth a bet, so that's what I locked in with Kirby tonight.
Okay.
But overall, he against this current Blue Jays roster, his K percentage is only 16%. Bieber has better numbers against the Mariners than Kirby does against the Blue Jays. And Santander is actually 6 of 15, 2 home runs off of Kirby, but I think he's iffy for the game tonight. Might not be able to go, from what I was reading a little bit earlier.
I played no home run plus 550. That's at Will Hill. Caesar's doing a great job with creativity, which we'll get to coming up in win-lose. But they have, both pitchers go 3 up, 3 down in the first, plus 375. Will there be a home run in the first inning, 4-1? Will someone strike out the side in the first inning, 9-1? First home run of the game, grand slam, is 28-1. Yeah, I think you have to play Naylor props. You have to play Springer props. He has good numbers against Kirby. He's been hot. Naylor's been hot. And what Polanco's doing. When you see Polanco, his last 3 games has all these 5 hits and 6 RBIs, what he's done. So I'd say Polanco, Naylor. And Naylor, this is sneaky. He's 6-1 for a stolen base. He's done that. He grabbed a couple bags here in the postseason. I think he's still got that streak since he was acquired by Seattle as well. So the big boy can move.
Yeah.
So I think 6-1 to swipe a bag isn't bad. So there's a lot of props and different ways to attack this year.
You know, when he was first traded to Seattle, his stolen base props were astronomical.
Big, yes.
Like double digits, right? And then he was stealing all those bases that came down to like around plus 250, I think, when he was red hot. And now ballooned back up to 6, and his stick is hot right now if he gets on base. Certainly, that would not be a bad number to have in pocket just in case. The total is 7. It's juiced over, actually, at minus 120, as high as minus 125 at the South Point and stations here in Las Vegas and a couple spots nationally as well. I know we had a lot of runs in the last game. This is a pitcher's park in Seattle.
Yes.
Do we tighten it up tonight, get a 3-1 game?
I don't think so.
No? We're going to...
I think there's going to be runs. Mm-hmm. if you get that type of performance, then Seattle's bullpen's been so good, which is a surprise, with their 18 scoreless. But they weren't supposed to be in this situation. To be up 2-0 when you used all your pitchers in the marathon game on Friday. And that's why A-Rod's analysis was so good before Game 1 about the letdown and flat spot, whatever, that would happen at Toronto. But, pitching's been great, bullpen's been great. But we'll see here. They might be a little too jacked up to think that they're in this position, never made it to the World Series, and it's their first ALCS game since 2001 at home.
Right. So here are the overall numbers with this Mariners pen. 18 consecutive scoreless innings across the last 3 games. Opposing batters are 6 for 61 at the plate. 0-98 against the M's relievers. And I brought up maybe a low-scoring game tonight. Do you think there's going to be runs? And not that this has anything to do with tonight, obviously.
Well, you can't ignore what's happened after the 3rd inning, what Toronto is.
Like what, they can't do anything.
Yeah, Jensen Lewis said yesterday. Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Sure. The last 4 playoff games at T-Mobile Park, you have to go back to 2022. A combined 16 runs have been scored. So you have that. Mm-hmm. You have Bieber, 5 career starts in this park, a 1.52 ERA, 1 earned in 19 innings, 21 Ks, no walks there since 2022. That includes 12 consecutive scoreless innings pitched by him as well.
Why is it him? Where's Bassett? Why is it Scherzer tomorrow?
Well, the Scherzer thing really, tells me that they...
I don't get this. He's on the roster. He should be ready to go. I thought he had a good year. And I know the home road splits were a little bit concerning.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
I wouldn't feel good about throwing Max Scherzer tomorrow either.
Oh, I do not feel good about that
No,
whatsoever.
he's going against Castillo, and then maybe they throw Wu later in the series in their back pocket.
Right. In Kirby's 3 career postseason starts, a 1.59 ERA, 19 Ks, 1 walk. His command has always been really, really good. And I think his walk prop is usually like around a half, juiced various ways. But those are incredible splits from him as well. Now, what do you want to do in the other series as they play tomorrow? After the game last night, the Dodgers rotation has an ERA of 1.54 in the playoffs, second lowest among teams with at least 8 playoff games. The 1983 Orioles, the lowest at 1.31, and they just surpassed, the Dodgers did, the 1912 Giants. Have to go back more than a century.
Yeah, there's no let up. Now you get Glass now. 3-0 with a 1.84 in his last 6 starts. Phenomenal against the Phillies last time out. Milwaukee 0 for 34 against non-fastballs. What's going on? They can't hit now. And this incredible performance from the first 2 guys. So I would say, again, Ohtani props under. 3 for 29, 12 strikeouts last 12. Milwaukee's lost 9 in a row on the road in the playoffs. That's another one. They go to Chicago, couldn't hit. 3 runs in the 2 losses in Chicago. And then who are you going to throw? Who do you trust? Do you throw the kid with your season on the line?
I think you have to.
I think you do too. But it's just, okay, here comes Glass now, and then we'll throw Ohtani at you in Game 4. Feels like a sweep. As high as $1.60 now to win the World Series. Minus 160.
Can't Mizorowski be the total wild card here and flip it now on its head? Again,
how long can he go, though? Yeah, he can shut him down.
5?
Yeah, that might not be enough. Because what are you going to get off Glass now? It could be a repeat of the Phillies game.
Well,
when he went out there.
Here's the deal. You got to like your chances if they can have like a 1-run lead after 5 and Mizorowski's like at 80 pitches. And then you can go to that pen. The pen's awesome overall. I think you have to. I think he gives you the best chance to keep the series alive. I mean, the odds of this team now winning 4 out of 5 games and it goes back to L.A., not great. But it also tells you, I mean, this is big market versus small market, right?
It is.
And so the rich get richer, and this team went out and they had to pay Yamamoto's former team $50 million to get his services, and then they paid him on top of that.
Yep.
And this guy is now I know in his last start in the playoffs this year did not go well for him against the Phillies, but last night was magical, and his entire career when he was in Japan, his postseason numbers they're Cy Young.
I'm just going to throw this out there. Blake Snell, 20-1, World Series MVP. Polanco, 20-1, World Series MVP.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be looking at Ohtani and Big Dumper. You should be looking at those guys. How hot they are, and Snell gets 3 starts and can do that.
I have Snell 30-1. Talked about that on the air. Westgate had that here in Las Vegas. But if he doesn't get another start, how is he going to win? Because Yamamoto basically matched what he did in Game 1.
There's a lot of candidates, though, for World Series MVP, I would say.
Oh, for World Series,
World Series, yes, World Series.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about NLCS.
That's a tough call. I know. If every guy's going to come out and throw 8 innings and not give up anything,
They're not,
what are you going to do?
right.
And plus, you're winning low-scoring games.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't. What hitter do you give it to? I know. It's too bad.
Although, again, that bottom of the lineup come October for the Dodgers, pesky yet again, right? The top is so good, but Ohtani's been trash. You get to like Muncy, Edman, Kiki, pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I have faith in those guys. Muncy did it last night. So we'll continue talking about this. We'll get some betting angles here. Dynamite analysis, as always, as Matt Vasgersian joins the program next. MLB Network. What caught his attention in tonight's game, and what's he looking at in Game 3 of the NLCS? We'll ask him coming up next here on VSiN.
Got a good thing coming. Just wait and see. It's a good.
The NBA betting season is tipping off, and VSiN's got you covered with our brand new NBA betting guide. We've packed it with key insights and betting trends, previews of all 30 teams, and of course, our experts' season-long best bets. It's the playbook you want in your hands before the first tip. The guide is exclusive for VSiN Pro members, so don't miss out. Sign up today at VSiN.com/subscribe and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Much more now on the Major League Baseball playoffs as the estimable Matt Vasgersian joins the program from MLB Network, and he is on the progressive guest line. Matt, good afternoon. How are you today, pal?
Hi, guys. I'm thinking about the very real chance that there's two sweeps in the LCS, which would make for the most pregnant pause ever between the LCS and the World Series, because MLB has said that they're not changing any dates. It's going to start when it starts, regardless of what happens here this week.
You know what? I haven't looked yet. How big would that gap be?
Better part of a week, and that's probably not. And as I say, that World Series Game 1 is on October 14th. So yeah, if you get back-to-back wins here in Seattle, and that thing is over tomorrow, and then you get wins on Thursday and Friday in LA, that's a week.
You mean the 24th, right?
24th is when the World Series would start. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Let's talk about the K-props tonight. I mentioned this in the previous segment, Matt, and that is we have teamed up with Ballpark Pal, and you can get those numbers on VSiN.com with the K-props. They are hot and heavy on both guys to go over tonight. I think you're seeing it maybe a little bit differently. What do you have?
Well, first of all, Ballpark Pal is awesome, and the fact that you guys are in bed with them now is what a great resource on the app and website for subscribers. This is one of the things I'm looking at here on K's. And as much as I do like George Kirby as a strikeout guy, and he's in his 2 division series games against the Tigers, 8 and 6 strikeouts, went 5 innings in both. If you look at the last 6 playoff games played by the Toronto Blue Jays, starting with Monday against Logan Gilbert, when granted he was on a leash because he had pitched in that 15-inning nightmare a few days earlier, 3 strikeouts in 3 innings. Bryce Miller Sunday struck out 3 Blue Jays in 6 innings. Last Wednesday, Cam Schlittler, Yankees, 2 strikeouts in 6 1/3. Rodon the day before, 2 strikeouts in 2 1/3. Max Fried struck out 1 in Game 2 of that LDS. And then in the opener on last Saturday, Luis Gil struck out 2 in 2 2/3. And we know that the Blue Jays don't strike out a lot. You guys have talked about it a lot on your show. Lowest strikeout rate, highest contact rate in the sport. That's part of their secret sauce. Having said that, Kirby at 4.5 is tantalizing. His Ks per 9 jumped after the All-Star break, and he works up with his heater. He throws his 4-seamer up. That's his MO. He tries to set you up with a slider and his knuckle curve away to right-handed batters, and that's 40% of his repertoire. And there's a big chunk of it, over 30%, which is 4-seamers up to right-handers specifically. The reason I bring that up is that the umpire tonight behind the plate, younger umpire named Ben May, and he's a Milwaukee guy, so we like him already. But he does not give the outside rail at all, that up and down border of the outside corner. If you look at the heat map, and I'm looking at it now, it is bright blue on that outside spot, up and down to right-handed batters. And that matters for Kirby because he likes to use his slider and his knuckle curve away to right-handed batters. That's, again, 40% of his repertoire. So I'm really in the middle on these strikeout props. I think 4.5 is a makeable number for Kirby. I don't think I trust Bieber's number just because I don't know how long the leash is going to be on any Toronto starter from here on out. Like, their bullpen has been exposed. They're not playing the Yankees. They're playing a better offensive team in terms of contact and a hotter offensive team. I think the safer thing for somebody like Bieber would be look at the hits allowed. I think it's 3.5. If they're going to live and die with him and try to get 3 or 4 innings out of him, 4 hits is a very reasonable thing to ask of because he's made 8 starts now, Bieber, including his postseason start against the Yankees. He's given up fewer than 4 hits only once, and that was in his first start back after coming back after surgery. So strikeouts are confusing. I think Bieber gives up enough hits to maybe make that one work.
Okay,
beautiful.
4.5 at DraftKings under 170, but you can play with it and do different bets. Great job on the pre and post game one on Fox with A-Rod, Jeter, and Ortiz. A-Rod nailed it. He said there would be a letdown, and it's a trap game 1, because they climbed the mountain and conquered the Yankees, and then Seattle came in with all this emotion and adrenaline, and they surprised them. Now, if you flip it, Could there be a letdown here with Seattle now that they're expected to win and they're just 2 wins away at home now from going to the World Series for the first time?
No, I don't think so. If anything's going to foul up the rest of this series, it's going to be 3 games at T-Mobile Park, a place, and you guys list park factors on the VSiN website. It's got the lowest park factors in the league, and of the 7 stadiums in Major League Baseball that have a roof, it is the lowest by far in that group, which is the sample size I think that matters the most. So more so than Marlins Park, which is a cavern. American Family Field in Milwaukee regarded as more of a pitcher's place, especially when the roof and panels are closed. The only one of those dome stadiums where the ball moves around a little bit is in Phoenix. But man, homers, RBIs, extra base hits per plate appearance, all those numbers are significantly lower. That's why you're going to get low totals the next 3 nights. And I think it makes it really hard for people that want to play things like total bases, team totals. I don't think there's going to be a letdown for the M's. I just think that the conditions are going to keep it close, and pitchers it's going to feel like pitching and defense games, even though they might not be that.
Very good. Follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Matt Vasgersian, MLB Network, and he is on the Progressive guest line. Last night had to be, imagine the flight for the Brewers out to L.A. Did any player even say a word to each other? That's just a back-to-back demoralizing losses here as the offense has completely gone in the tank for them.
Yeah, Mitch, you got to be loving your 7-1 on the Dodgers right now. That's an incredible number that you found weeks ago. I think that game 1 when the Brewers had them in the 9th, they had a chance in the 9th, and they had a weird double play. Like everything said, this is the game you have to steal if there's going to be any kind of hope. And now, there's a big pitching advantage to the Dodgers. They're going back home. Think about this. Shohei Ohtani has done very little to impact the postseason so far this year.
Right.
And they did not play their best baseball against the Phillies, and they beat them in 4. They've got a 2-0 lead against the Brewers, and they all but handed them game 1. The problem is Milwaukee hasn't had runners on base. They've had 1 at-bat with a runner in scoring position in 2 games. We can't win like that.
Yeah.
And by the way, you could bring back the 27 Yankees. You could bring back the Bash Brothers A's of 1989. Nobody was going to hit Snell and Yamamoto the past 2 nights. Those guys were ridiculous. And I'll say this, too. I know you guys love futures. If, the NL MVP market is still wide open, if you assume the Dodgers are going to win, Teoscar's homered, Muncy's homered, your eyes will go there. Ohtani's going to make a start. If he does anything with the bat, he's a candidate. But if the Brewers can steal a game and get it to a game 5, meaning Snell would pitch twice, he's going to pitch exactly like he did in Milwaukee in game 1, only better because his home numbers are sick. And that's your LCS MVP. You can't win it as a starter making only 1 start.
Yeah.
But if he gets 2 starts, I'd back him as a midfield, what was he, plus 400, I think, after the first game? Yeah, something like that.
How would you feel about a Dodgers-Mariners World Series?
Well, I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
I don't know how the country out of the Pacific time zone would feel. I'm not sure what the feeling would be in Chicago and Boston and New York. But, the Tigers-Mariners series rated extremely well, shockingly well in the minds of some. And I think part of that is the novelty of having the Seattle Mariners go deep. This is the first time in the better part of a decade where the Astros or Yankees have not been in the LCS. Having the Jays in there in the mix, I think that kind of messes up the calculus at Fox because that's an entire domestic home market that you won't have a rating for. But, I hope people will give it a chance because, there's a nice underdog versus favorite theme there, too. I think a lot of people outside of L.A. would love to see the Dodgers lose in the World Series. And Seattle, having never been there, let alone won one, that's kind of a nice tune-in factor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder how popular Seattle would be across the country if they didn't play in that city. Because they have a lot of... their catcher hit 60 home runs, for Christ's sake. It feels like they'd be popular playing somewhere else.
Yeah, I think so, too. There's a lot there to sell, right? If Major League Baseball and if Fox as the national rights holder really wants to get behind it, which they will, there's a lot there to sell. And by the way, I almost think back to tonight's game with Bieber on the mound for Toronto. He's a reverse splits guy for anybody looking into a total base prop. His numbers against right-handed batters are not good. 936 OPS versus a 430 OPS to lefties. So the right-handed hitters for Seattle kind of jump out at you. However, Randy Arozarena, 0 for 8 lifetime against Shane Bieber. He hasn't faced him since 2022, however, before the surgery. Julio's only 1 for 9. I wish Cal Raleigh would take a right-handed at-bat against Shane Bieber. He won't. They're going to play the traditional splits. But, man, I'd like to see more righties in the lineup for Seattle tonight.
That's very interesting. Matt, you're the best. Thanks so much. Enjoy the game tonight.
All right, guys. Good talking to you.
Thanks, buddy. Matt Vasgersian, MLB Network. Like only he can deliver some of those numbers and angles. Win, lose up next. Paulie will tell you about a 20-1 shot that cashed on a prop he's never seen before. Next.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim is the only thing like it in the world.
Check out Stormy and JBT on Money Moves, only on VSiN.
And maybe that's why they wouldn't, because they're the Giants and they don't do things that make sense.
Out of all these divisions, this is the one that I am the most curious about because I do think there are positive signs for the Bears.
They'll take you on a fun, fast-paced journey, weaving in everything you need to know to make an educated bet, while also not shying away from the excitement of a same-game parlay sweat. Money Moves, weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Once again, the books are doing a great job with the creative props. DraftKings, Caesars, Will Hill, and others. Longest home run of the night, Muncy, 15-1. Will Hill also has up, will there be a 400-foot home run tonight? Muncy to go deep, 5-1. Likewise, Hernandez, Cheerio, plus 475. Goes deep right off the bat, and that's it. That's all she wrote. In a first complete game in the playoffs since 2017. Here's what I'm talking about, and it's happened back-to-back nights. Will there be a double play with the bases loaded? Yes, 20-1.
You know what?
That's a good prop. Caesars has it.
Eric Biggio.
He's a good guy.
Tagged us and others, I think, on that tweet. And I forgot to look into that, but that's what it was. They're like, why not? We'll post this. It was crazy in game one. We'll see if it happens again tonight.
Happen again. Good job.
Damn.
They do a good job of taking requests from customers and even their own employees and putting it up. Florida International plus 320. How about that? And it was easy.
Never a game.
Yep. Oilers $1.15 up to 135. Shut out the Rangers. This one got there. The Cavs from 1 up to 8.5. Won by 18. And the Suns plus 350. Are you kidding me?
That one did not get there.
We have a friend. He's connected to the NBA. He always sends, hey, this guy's going to be out this. Now, he nails the line movement, but the games never win. It's incredible.
He got -1.5, -2 on the Lakers.
Yeah, went to 9.
Closed 9.
Lost the game.
And they were up by 10 the entire first half.
I know.
The Suns hit him with a 33-17 third quarter. And
yeah, good one. There was someone else I've never heard of for the Suns who went off.
He nailed the handicap to a T.
I
Like,
know.
they were just back from Asia. Like, they played 2 days before this game. They're not going to play anybody. They didn't. And Luka and everybody was going. He texted me last night before the game tipped off. He said, Paulie, I will likely not have a better handicap on a game the entire year.
Yeah. He's
and
right.
It doesn't win.
I know, my friend. Subscribe, be part of the team, VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos. Send them in at Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram, like Karen and Seth and Regular Guy, Paul, Rob, Eddie. All you guys do a great job. Keep sending them in. This is good. This is pulling a prank on your dog. This is walking past my dog to see if they recognize me. Or like your friend is walking the dog, and then you just walk by and see what happens, and it's awesome. Oh, hey, it's you. Oh, hey, what are you doing here, right? And a lot of times the reaction's priceless, and you love it, and you get, hey, I know that guy. Isn't that creative, interesting?
Yeah. It's because their sniffers are so good.
Right.
Like,
see, look, they turn right around about, hey, that's my dad.
They know you're not going to get by him.
Yeah.
They'll get one whiff, and they're like, I recognize that.
Oh, this is great. The compilation, so good. Look at this. Look at this guy. Hey, wait a second. Turns right around.
And honestly, Paulie, it happens every night when I get home. We have 2 dogs, right? Mickey is now, I think, 12 years old, and she can stare at me for 5 minutes, but she does not react until she comes over and sniffs me. And as soon as she gets like one smell, she's like, oh, awesome, here we go.
Yep. Luke, send that to me, please. I'll put that up. That's excellent. How about this one? The guy's determined to get the ball behind the couch. He's got jumping up there.
Plenty of room.
Yeah, he's almost getting stuck. He can't. I see it in the corner, right? I got to get it. Behind the couch. Okay, there he got it. Did he get it? No, he got it. Coming in, jumping up, almost got caught.
Now what do I do with this damn ball?
Yeah. What's my price? Lose some. Western Kentucky from 7 up to 10. Couldn't even win the game. New York Rangers. What a start to the season. First team to be shut out at home in their first 3 games. Booed off the ice. Lakers from 2 up to 9. Couldn't even win the game. Right? And another lose some here. Your friend of yours sent this in. With the plane. I mean, how bad is this? As soon as, the bare feet, and it's the peekaboo. Just grab the damn toe. The gal's got her feet
painted
barefoot.
Toenails.
Yeah, barefoot right up there, right against you. And that's what you got to look at when you sit down on your seat on the plane.
So he's actually flying into Las Vegas today. He takes the picture as he's entering the row.
Put these people on Front Street, yes.
Yeah, and he goes, can you believe this creature? And I said, oh my God, is that really your row? And is that your seat? He goes, yes to my row, but that's not my seat, thank God. And he goes, I cannot even imagine how the person's going to react who has to sit in that chair. You have to just look at the person and say, off now.
What are you doing? What are you doing? For the line move, sharp plays already there. They don't just follow the market, they help move it. AI plays up 50 units, and the Robinhood selections, so good. He's donated over $20,000 to charity the last couple years. Jeff and the sharp plays do a great job. Alerts directly from the pros, real-time global betting information, the AI betting analysis, unmatched transparency with records updated daily. Been with Follow the Money since day one. On Sunday mornings, look for the Mr. Poison tweets. Sharpplays.com. Stay ahead of the line since 2011. Sharpplays.com.
I like that Bill 80 here at VSiN put this in the VSiN Daily. When you become a subscriber, you're going to wake up to an email from Bill every single day. Not just during the football season, by the way, like 365 days a year filled with great betting nuggets and information. He included this part of fan mail or mailbag, I guess, that he got.
Mailbag.
Longtime VSiN Pro subscriber Aaron S. He reached out to Bill and wrote, "Please thank Steve Mackinnon personally for the best baseball season I have ever had. It has been almost magical. I have been playing better bullpen underdogs for the entire season and am up comparably to what he is, 60-plus units. Well done, Mr.
Wow.
Mackinnon. Kudos." We've talked about them throughout the year, not every day, but I had a terrible baseball betting season. I am filing this away for next year. Steve's been doing this for a long time. He shares great systems, numbers, angles, trends, all of that on vsin.com. And this guy, this listener, Aaron S., followed him and made 60 just betting the bullpen angles that Steve provides every single day. That's phenomenal.
Good job. Send it in. Keep them coming. That's beautiful. Excellent. Got to lose some here for you. I mentioned this guy before. I won't say his name, but he was dating a gal whose father's a billionaire. Ridiculous amount of money. Quiet man. Stays out of the news. The opposite of Jerry Jones. He owns a pro sports team. And he's dating this gal for a couple of years, and it's going well. And then they go to their ranch on a little getaway and a little family excursion.
Her ranch? His ranch?
The father's ranch, the billionaire, right.
Yeah, okay.
And they got the hardwood floors. And the guy goes to bed early. It's 8 at night. He likes to turn in early. And then she's got her high 5-inch heels on and making noise. He took his shoes off. He knows I'm not going to walk around. And then she's walking around and making so much damn noise. And then the guy who's calm, cool, and collected, quiet man, comes down. He's like, "What are you causing a ruckus for? Sounds like a herd of cattle. Come on, I'm trying to sleep." She says to her dad, blames it right on him. "I told you, take your shoes off. What's wrong with you?" So he's thinking, quite the conundrum. What do I do here? I mean, it's worth a godly amount of money. Do I tick her off? Do I piss her off? As soon as he woke up the next morning, he goes, "Listen, sir, I got to tell you, that wasn't me. That was your daughter. I took my shoes off. I know how loud it was. I know you like to get sleep. You're an important man." And I did it. And then not the only reason, but then.
But he eventually washed his hands of the whole thing.
Yeah. I give him a lot of credit because he's like she bosses me around. I don't like it.
It doesn't matter how much money a person's worth. You're not going to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
He knew it. Got out of it. That's the right move.
He nailed it. Yeah.
You can't just be miserable every minute of your waking life when a person's worth $1 billion.
Yeah. The only regret he has is now since then, all the boyfriends get like lavish gifts now, like include homes and other stuff.
Well,
but he's done well for himself, and I just thought it's like, how do you do that to the guy? You're like, "I told you, take your shoes off." And she's got her damn heels on.
Oh, man.
I give him credit, though. As soon as the guy woke up the next morning, he goes, "I got to tell you something, my man. That wasn't me. My shoes were off. Come on now."
What would you do?
Oh, I don't know.
I have the answer already. I know what the answer is, yes. You'd be the unhappiest billionaire in the world. And you would sit there and take it every single day.
No, I went through that.
Yeah, but you wanted to make it work?
At a certain point, no.
Certain point, you were like,
but this is also a whole different ball game, though.
Well, you go from 12 million to $1 billion, yeah.
This guy's worth, I don't know, $100 billion, 50, yeah. It's incredible. Good for him, though. Wild story.
Cut ties. A lot of respect there for him.
Yes, absolutely.
You have to.
Can't do it anymore. Good for him.
Right. We have a loaded show coming up here on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. In about 20 minutes, we're going to run down the best and worst ATS. We do this every week.
Getting good now.
Right? ATS, NFL, college teams, and with totals. We will tell you a team that is undefeated to going over this year, every game, over the total, by an average of 24 points per game. And we are a third or a halfway through the season for some of these teams. That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't make the numbers high enough. That's coming up. Mike Palm's going to be in studio as well. But up next, the great Sal Palantonio joins the program. What is the biggest issue in his mind with the champs? We'll ask him next here on VSiN.